the Nori, and together with Amar Qasim, the Neo, I will be covering the introduction to exchanges. So I'm guessing everybody is familiar with what exchanges are, and even if they aren't, they will be after the end of this webinar. So let's start. Yes, this is exchanges. Exchanges is a combined term to talk about Scopy and Scory. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yes. So together of Scopy and Scory, there is a collective vision. A vision is a world in which all medical students unite for global health and are equipped with knowledge, skills, and values to take on health leadership roles locally and globally. What this actually means is make a better world, exchange the word basically. Can we go to the next slide? Yes. So exchanges, obviously, as you know, the main focus of our work is exchanges. Can everybody hear me? कोई problem आ रही है क्या? Okay, I'll just continue.
Audible here. I can hear you clearly, I think. So I guess
okay,
like the might be at their end.
Okay. So can we go back to the previous slide, please? Yes. तो हम लोग एक्सचेंजेस में हमारा काम क्या होता है कि हम लोग एक तो मेन चीज हम लोगों ने करवानी है एक्सचेंजेस एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं बिटवीन कंट्रीज वो हो रहे होते हैं लेकिन उसके साथ हम लोग और भी काम करा रहे होते हैं दैट इज एक्टिविटीज प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड प्रोग्राम्स वगैरह उसके अंदर क्या चीज आ जाती है जैसे स्कोरी के अंदर हम लोगों ने ब्रेन ऑन द रन एक्टिविटीज कराई थी इफ यू आर फेमिलियर विद दैट दैट वाज टू प्रमोट रिसर्च एंड रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी वो एक एक्टिविटीज थी वो हम लोगों ने मेडिकल एजुकेशन के प्रोग्राम्स के अंदर एनरोल किया था उसके अलावा बहुत सारी ट्रेनिंग्स होती हैं जैसे प्रेट है या टीनेट्स वगैरह है वो करवाते हैं हम लोग एक्सचेंजेस के अंदर उसके अलावा और भी बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं और लर्निंग एक्टिविटीज होती हैं वो हम लोग करा सकते हैं लेकिन मेन फोकस हमारा एक्सचेंजेस होता है कैन वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज okay so exchanges are basically two type programs professional and research exchange और ये ऑल अराउंड द वर्ल्ड हम लोग स्टूडेंट्स को एक्सचेंज करवाते हैं बिटवीन कंट्रीज ठीक हो गया बस यही कैन वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड okay so yeah as you know there are Scopy and Scory standing committee of professional and research exchange okay anybody know which one is the oldest standing committee of IFMSA
Scopy
कोई यहाँ पे स्कोमी वाला बंदा नहीं बैठा हुआ okay Scomi it was actually Scomi and Scopy both of them were formed in 1951 okay okay Scopy वाले सारे के सारे बैठे यहाँ पे Scomi भी थी साथ में and it was formed in 1951 basically 8 countries were involved yeah and now there are 104 countries active in Skopje can we go to the next slide yeah it is a professional exchange program is which includes clerkship of 4 weeks and then there was Scory was formed in basically 1991 and now there are 80 current NMOs it deals with research programs and basically the same thing as the Scopy, but with the researchers. So Scopy, as you know, was formed in 1951, and there are now 111 national member organizations active in Scopy. Scopy was formed in 1991, the youngest standing committee, you can say, and the previous name of Scopy was SCOE, SCOEE. Anybody know what SCOE means? किसी को नाम का पता है? No one? Okay. SCOE was Kareeb, but not quite. SCOE was Standing Committee of Elective Exchanges. And in 1998, the name was changed to Standing Committee of Research Exchanges. And now there are currently 80 active NMOs in there are currently 80 active NMOs in SCORI now. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, so basically the exchange programs, जितने भी exchange programs होते हैं, we work towards promoting cultural understanding, interprofessional education, and among different healthcare workers. सिर्फ medical students नहीं, बल्कि doctors भी, nurses भी, हर किसी के अंदर interprofessional education provide करना और different cultural backgrounds provide करना एक दूसरे को, different perspectives provide करना. Can we go to the next slide? Yes. तो अब हमारे एम्स क्या हैं ऑफ एक्सचेंजेस? यही है कि एक बेटर हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम प्रोवाइड हम लोग करेंगे, ग्लोबल हेल्थ के बारे में हम बताएंगे, रिसर्चेस को प्रमोट करेंगे, डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ जो हमारे होते हैं टीचिंग मेथडोलॉजीज उनको प्रमोट करते हैं इस के थ्रू। हम लोग अपनी एजुकेशन को बेहतर बनाते हैं, इसके अंदर मेडिकल रिसर्च करवाते हैं और रिसर्च को बेहतर करते हैं। ओके, डिफरेंट कल्चरल बैकग्राउंड्स के बारे में पता चलता है, डिफरेंट प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ मेडिसिन का पता चलता है, और इंटर प्रोफेशनल एजुकेशन को प्रमोट करते हैं जो है बिटवीन मेडिकल स्टूडेंट्स, डॉक्टर्स, नर्सेज, क्लिनिकल स्टाफ, फार्मासिस्ट वगैरह, उन सारों के दरमियान में। और सबसे मेन चीज है, एक तो हम इनको स्टूडेंट रन एक्सचेंजेस करवाते हैं और दूसरा अफोर्डेबल प्राइस में करवाते हैं ताकि स्टूडेंट्स जा भी सकें। और एथिक्स को हम लोग इसके अंदर टच करते हैं, और इसके अलावा हम लोग ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स कराते हैं एक्सचेंजेस के साथ साथ कि लोगों की स्किल्स और नॉलेज वगैरह बेहतर हो। ओके, कैन वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड? यस, उसके बाद स्कोरी आ जाती है। यस, एक्सचेंज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स किस तरह के होते हैं? देयर आर टू टाइप ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स बेसिकली, बायलैटरल एंड यूनिलैटरल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स। एज द नेम सजेस्ट, बायलैटरल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स वो होते हैं जिसमें दो कंट्रीज के दरमियान में आपस में एक्सचेंजेस होती हैं। एक कंट्री से, फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ वी आर डूइंग साइनिंग अ बायलैटरल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इन नॉर्वे ऑफ लाइक 3 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स, तो हमारे पाकिस्तान से 3 बच्चे स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं वो जाएंगे टू नॉर्वे, वहां पे जाके एक्सचेंज वो करेंगे, रिसर्च करेंगे या क्लर्कशिप करेंगे, और वहां से 3 बंदे इधर आएंगे, तो इट विल बी अ बायलैटरल एक्सचेंज। यूनिलैटरल में क्या होगा कि सिर्फ एक तरफ से दूसरी तरफ जाएंगे, या वेरी सिंपल, इसमें कोई इतना एक्सप्लेन करने की जरूरत नहीं है। ओके, उसके बाद रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट जो आ जाते हैं। अब अंडर IFMS स्कोरी हम लोग 2 तरह के रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं। एक होते हैं 4 तरह के रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं। वन इज बेसिक लेबोरेटरी रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट, just as the name suggests, only lab work. उसके बाद 2 तरह के clinical research projects आते हैं, with and without lab work, and then comes a global action project. It is basically global health को promote करने के लिए we can do that. Okay, can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, so basically how exchanges work are, first of all we sign a contract with a country, unilateral or bilateral contract, और contract करने के बाद we specify कि कितने हफ्तों के लिए हो रही है। In Skopje we can do an exchange of 2 weeks or 4 weeks of clerkship. In Skori we have an option of doing an exchange of 4 or 8 weeks. Okay, इसके अंदर क्लर्कशिप्स ओनली एजुकेशनल होती हैं, इसके अंदर कोई सैलरी वगैरह नहीं मिलती है, और एक मेंटोर, उनको एक सुपरवाइजर मिलता है जिसके अंदर वो काम करते हैं, और वो करते हैं। रिसर्च एक्सचेंजेस के अंदर उनको एक रिसर्चर मिलता है, मेंटोर, जो कि उनको सुपरवाइज करता है। और जो है प्रोफेशनल एक्सचेंजेस में एक फिजिशियन सुपरवाइजर मिलता है। स्टूडेंट्स को अपनी 75% अटेंडेंस पूरी करनी होती है और एक हैंडबुक करनी होती है। उसके बाद कुछ पोस्ट इवैल्यूएशन फॉर्म्स वगैरह भरने होते हैं, और दे गेट अ लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन एंड अ सर्टिफिकेट फ्रॉम द इंस्टीट्यूट। कैन वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड? Yes, our exchanges are being endorsed by these all organization. इसका फायदा हमें क्या होता है कि हमारी एक लेजिटिमेसी आ जाती है हमारी एक्सचेंजेस के अंदर। हम लोग अपने इंस्टीट्यूट्स को जाके बता सकते हैं कि आर एक्सचेंजेस आर बीइंग एंडोर्स्ड बाय दिस, तो उसके अंदर एक क्रेडिबिलिटी आ जाती है, और हमारे लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशंस के अंदर और हमारे सर्टिफिकेट्स के अंदर एक वेटेज आ जाती है बात के लिए भी। कैन वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड? ओके, तो जो इंस्टीट्यूट होस्ट कर रहा होता है उसको क्या क्या फायदे होते हैं? एज यू नो, पहली चीज तो ये है कि एक कल्चर डेवलप हो जाता है एक्सचेंजेस का, इंटरकल्चर लर्निंग होती है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप हो जाती है बिटवीन प्रोफेशनल्स, उनका नाम बनता है अमंग डिफरेंट कंट्रीज भी, और रिसर्चर के अंदर उनका रिसर्च आर्टिकल पब्लिश होता है, उनकी रिसर्च प्रमोट होती है, और या पीपल प्रेफर गोइंग इनटू दोस कॉलेजेस जिसके अंदर वो इस तरह के एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम्स वगैरह हो रहे होते हैं। तो इफ दे आर Skopje or Skori active, that will help them in recruiting more medical students as well. Okay, can we go to the next slide? Okay, now the interesting part comes. For the first time ever, we are going to introduce our exchange's logo. So can we have some sort of drum roll, please? कोई एक आधा बंदा mic on करके drum roll कर लो. Yes, that's it. Can we go to the next slide? And the next one, yeah. So this is our exchange's logo of Scopy and Scory, which will be printed on every exchange's thingies from now on. Okay. Eamon, you want to continue from here?
Thank you, Amish. So अभी तक आप लोगों का कोई भी question है या ambiguity है, you can type it up in the public chat box and it will be answered in the end. Now I would like to request Muhammad Amar Qasim to please start with his presentation on Introduction to Exchanges Database.
All right, so just repeating what Eamon just said, you guys are free to ask any questions you want. Just go in the chat box, write it down, and those will be answered in the last portion of this webinar. All right, so this is the first time that a national exchange officer is basically, or a national research exchange officer is basically going to show you the database of IFMSA. Not IFMSA Pakistan, it's the database of IFMSA. It's the portal, the exchange platform through which your national officers contact the other national officers, other NEOs, and sign contracts. So basically, as you guys can see, I hope you guys can see my pointer. NEO Pakistan, this is my login ID, which I have already logged in. All right, so this is the management panel. Or the reason that we basically are showing you this is so that you can know these exchanges. These are the main reason IFMSA was made. These are the reason through which International Federation of Medical Students come together. So we're going to show you the exchange conditions and the explore pages of different NMOs as well. But starting from our NMO, IFMSA Pakistan, I'm going to go to the exchange conditions. All right, so what are exchange conditions? As the name refers, these are the conditions that our NMO, our executive board, and our national cabinet has put together for the students which are going to come in Pakistan for their 1 month of clerkship. So basically, first we are going to discuss the working conditions. Languages, you specify which language is required, which language is not required. Then you go to the level of studies. Say in Pakistan, we are accepting only 3rd year or above MBBS students. So it means it's totally clinical. It's not for basics. There are multiple NMOs which are running basic clerkships as well. Graduated students are allowed. The duration of clerkship is for 4 weeks, 6 hours a day, and 6 days per week. The dress code formal. Basically, you specify each and everything in exchange conditions. And this is how the students select the NMO in which they are going to go. I'm going to discuss it at the end of the presentation as well. What is the significance of this? All right, so coming to the calendar. As you can see, there's only one NMO, one LC right now, Sheikh Zayed, that is Scopy active. UCMD is also Scopy active. We have sent the documents to the international team, and soon, inshallah ta'ala, we'll be opening the call for the 6 seats in UCMD as well. All right, so the calendar here is showing that in February, March, April, May, July, and August, we are basically going to host students. So once we sign a contract in exchange fairs, in contract fair, I'm sorry, that is in August meeting, you basically specify the month in which we are going to host a student, or we are going to send a student. All right, so this is the town. This is related to the venue. Then we are coming. If another LC activates, just the way I said UCMD, then it would be written over here under Sheikh Zayed. I'm gonna go to this link as well. Every LC, not only All right, let me specify another thing. We have many Leos and Loris as well in this webinar. So the thing is that not only Neo and Nori have the access to this exchange platform, even the Leos and Loris have of the activated Scopy and Scori activated LCs have their own access. I like to mention Ehtisham. He has been the local exchange officer for the last 3 years of Sheikh Zayed, and he has his own access for this exchange platform, and he can respond to it, response on it regarding the queries, or even sign contracts and specify the card of acceptance. I'm going to discuss that later as well. All right, so coming to the disciplines, these are the disciplines in which Sheikh Zayed is offering, that is cardiology, gastroenterology, general medicine, ENT, pediatrics, general surgery, head and neck surgery. And then coming to the pocket money, we don't give any pocket money. Then boarding and lodging, we have arranged boarding and lodging in hospitals, student hostels, and student flats. This is about the social program for all the Leos out there, for all the Loris out there who are going to host in the upcoming years, inshallah ta'ala. We give them sorry, we give them 4 social programs each week for professional exchange. And if the research contract is for 2 months, we need to give them total 8 social programs. Every weekend there is a social program. It can be from visit to northern areas at the highest, and even to go for a movie. So you basically have to give them social program. And why these are important? One of the most important reason for a successful exchange program, either Scori or Scopy, is your PR, is how good you are to your to the students which are coming to your institute, and how good you respond, how good your students respond once they go to other NMOs. All right, so we are not accepting any students with disabilities. We are accepting couples. So yes, then this is a link to the explore page. We're going to discuss this later. Coming to the application form. All right, so in exchanges, there are multiple abbreviations which are not regularly used in our IFMSA. For example, AF is your application form. Then we have CA, that is card of acceptance, IL, invitation letter, pre-departure training, PDA, upon arrival training, UATs. These are the abbreviations that we use. You're going to see application form in the next slide as well. All right, so the deadline is set for 3 months. The unilateral fee is 250 euros. All right, so I like to specify it here that unilateral fee, as Amish already discussed, there are bilateral contracts and unilateral contracts. Unilateral fee depend upon the NMO. This is the unilateral fee that we set for the students coming from other countries. If you're going to go to another country on a unilateral contract, you need to pay the fee of that country, not ours. But if you are going through a bilateral contract, you're going to have to pay the same amount, and it's to your NMO. It's not specific to certain NMOs. It's a generalized amount set by IFMSA internationally, which you have to pay. Coming down to the visa requirements, the students applying for Pakistan are going to go to apply through student or tourist visa. There's a link to the ministry to specify and make it easy for the students applying. Then we come to COD, card of documents. These are the important documents that the student applying to Pakistan needs to specify, which includes motivational letter of department, passport copy, photos. Similarly, curriculum vitae, then there are even vaccination cards, immunization cards, and then there's a complete document of terms and conditions signed. Health insurance is very important. All right, I'm going to skip this part. Card of acceptance. All right, so once the student sends an application form, it comes to your NEO. What NEO would do is that he or she will go through the application form. If he or she deems fit that the person is fulfills all the conditions set by our NMO, the NEO is going to refer that to an LC. For example, we say we have 3 LCs, LMDC, UCMD, and Sheikh Zayed. We are going to refer one of the students to one of these LCs. If the student has specified that he wants to go to Sheikh Zayed, then we'll see the availability and the time in which that student basically wants to go. If it's available at that time, we're going to refer that application to the local exchange officer of Sheikh Zayed. If the incoming student hasn't specified anything, then it's totally on us to put him into any LC which has the possible requirements. All right, then we send them card of acceptance within 8 weeks. Then we send them card of confirmation within 4 weeks. These conditions even specify the deadlines and the substitutions. Like, we signed a contract with Czech Republic and there was a student willing to come in April, 1st of April. But due to this whole COVID-19 issue, she actually postponed her contract. And then the next email told that she was not willing to come just because of the whole COVID-19. So since it was in the date, it was in the bracket that we gave them of 4 weeks. So their NMO is going to give us a substitution for that. Of course, it's not going to happen in April because of the COVID-19, but it's going to go till August. Almost all contracts of Asia Pacific region are postponed till August 2019. I hope we get to host these students after August. All right, so this was basically our exchange conditions, our explore page. I'm gonna go and show you some of the unused application forms, which we still have. All right, so these are the signed contracts, which we haven't used until now. One with the Poland, then with the Brazil, then with Kurdistan, Czech Republic, and we have one with the Turkey as well. It's probably on the next page. All right, so now we're gonna go to the application forms of incoming students. Let's go to the next season. All right. All right, so I'm gonna open this one. This is from hosting LC. You can see it is mentioned over here. The hosting LC is Lahore Sheikh Zayed. Then the person has selected the Department of Surgery. He requires an invitation letter. The origin of NMO is Czech Republic. Student's name, then the desired time, and the rest of the details. So this student is planning to come on 1st of August. So we have pretty much a lot of days, like 57 days to send him the card of acceptance. And his card of acceptance is almost ready. So first, let me show you his application form. You can view the application form of the person. All right, so this is the student that's gonna apply. It's the same that the student going out of Pakistan is going to apply. These are the personal details. I'm gonna skip those. Then we're gonna come to the medical records. Then we have the exchange preferences. Sheikh Zayed, that's the only LC right now. First desired is surgery. Then duration 4 weeks. So basically, he kind of mentioned everything that we required from him. So I'm gonna go back. Now this is the CA, card of acceptance. So I'm just gonna give you a quick view of how a card of acceptance is. All right. So these are the things that he applied. I have actually sent him the card of acceptance. I'm going to send him the card of confirmation in a couple of days. We have to give contact details of 2 persons. like you can see the contact person one. I'm not going to show it due to the privacy reasons, but we basically have to give them 2 contact persons for each specific person coming in that LC. So this is something that we're gonna open call for soon. I have an OLM with the Leos in a couple of days, and then every LC is going to generate their own directory of contract persons, which makes it easy for your local exchange officers as well as your national exchange officers in assigning the contact persons. All right, so let us show you some of the other exchange conditions. I'm gonna go to if I can, yes, Catalonia, Spain. We have signed 3 unilateral contracts with Catalonia. So let's see their exchange conditions. They have specified the language, required language is English, currency is Euro, they are Scopy and Scori active. These are the LCs participating. Every LC has their own specific exchange condition as well. It's true, the Leo is very, 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 very important post in an LC, because that Leo sets all the exchange conditions of their NM of their LC, and most of the revenue is collected through exchanges. Scopy is one of the most active standing committee of IFMSA, and even in the General Assembly meetings, in March meeting, in August meeting, most participants are of professional exchange standing committee. All right, the number of incoming students, 200 for Scopy and 100 for Scori. They have their specific exchange conditions. This is the welcoming note, people, innovations. Now, I have just 2 minutes left. So these exchange conditions explore pages are visible to all of you. Every student who wants to go out, who is selected by the NMO or who is selected by your specific standing committee, Scopy or Scori, is allowed to go through these exchange conditions. Even right now, you can go to ifmsa.org exchange platform and you can see the explore pages of all the NMOs. Currently, we have signed contract with Canada, we have signed contract with Turkey, Poland, Brazil, Kurdistan, and Czech Republic. So if you guys want to apply, you can go there for a minimum fee, which the fee is actually very minimum as compared to other exchanges, platforms, or other your elective platforms. You guys can go to their explore pages right now and find out the NMO that you like the most. So that was the basic idea of the whole explore pages and the database. This is the first basic webinar, basic introductory webinar. We would be conducting a series of other webinars as well, which will be how to active your LC, Scopy plus Scori, how to form exchange conditions, how to set a budget. But that's it for today. And now I think I'll hand it over to Eamon.
Thank you so much, Amar. It was very informative. So we're going to move towards our Q&A session. And first question is from Ibrahim. He is asking, how do you make an LC Scopy active?
All right, so Ibrahim, it's there's a very long procedure of that. There are basically 10 steps, and I don't think so we would be able to explain all of them during this webinar. But the first step for every Leo right now is find tutors, find teachers, specify them, tell them about the exchange program, and get them on board. This is the very first basic step. In the upcoming webinars, we would be specifying these steps. I'm planning on conducting one webinar specific to LC activation. Next, please.
Thank you, Amar. Second question is from Shanyal. He is asking, did COVID pandemic have any effect on these months that have yes written under them?
All right. COVID-19 is like a pandemic. It's affecting everyone. I had an OLM with the Asia Pacific region, all the NEOs, NORIs, and even the international team of Asia Pacific, specific to Asia Pacific. And we decided to postpone all the contracts till August. All the hosting NMOs as well as incoming students have been informed through email that we won't be hosting anything or we won't be sending anyone till August. That's not only for Pakistan, IFMSA Pakistan, but it's for all 16 NMOs, 16 active NMOs of Asia Pacific.
Okay, our next question is from Shahryar, and he is asking, are there any opportunities given by USA, UK, and Australia for the observership and interaction with patients or giving forum of better clinical skills for medical students?
Yes. USA has multiple NMOs. Texas is a separate NMO. There are other NMOs as well. Similarly, in UK and in Australia, we can sign contracts with them. Since this is the first time Scopy, this term is the first term in which we were able to sign 8 contracts. Inshallah ta'ala, in the next upcoming terms, we will sign contracts with USA, UK, and Australia.
Okay, अगर अभी भी किसी का कोई question है, you can type it up in the public chat box. So our next question we have is, do TOEFL and Ielts play a role in scholarship? From
Sorry?
Shahryar. Do TOEFL and Ielts play a role in scholarship?
Right, so basically, there is no specific scholarship for the students. There are sponsorships. You can get your own sponsors, or there are few sponsors of the NMOs as well, which helps you in filling the fee. But just imagine you're gonna get 1 month of hands-on training, free boarding, free lodging, and meal twice a day, along with 4 weeks of social program, 4 weeks of sightseeing and visiting, in a very minimal amount of average 450 euros. I don't think so that is much for one complete month. The students which go directly or through any other private platform often have to pay around 1,000 euros for everything included, and this is just 450 euros along with the ticket, nothing else.
Thank you, Amar. Our next question is from Fatima, and she is asking, where do we get these application forms from?
All right, so I was going to open the call for the outgoing students yesterday, but I wanted to do it after this webinar. So inshallah, today we are going to open call through Facebook, our exchanges page, as well as Scopy platform. You'll find Google form over there. You need to fill that out. Then there's a specific selection criteria on which we select the students which are going to go out. That selection criteria would be even inculcated in Scopy bylaws during next NGA. That depends on the LEOs, if we get a quota. So I need to specify over here as well that please all the LEOs need to attend the NGA or need to attend the OMs, because that's how you are going to get seats for your students. That's how you're going to get opportunities to host students. So you can fill the form on IFMSA, on our Scopy group and exchanges page.
Thank you, Amar. Our next question is from Kainat. She is asking, has our NMO contract with Italy? Does our NMO have any contract with Italy?
With Italy, no. Right now, we don't have any contract with Italy, but we have contract with Spain, Catalonia.
Okay, our next question is, apply for the Scori exchanges.
Sorry?
How do you apply for Scopy Scori exchanges?
All right, so just like I mentioned it before, that we are going to send a form on Facebook. It's also going to be shared by with all the presidents in the president group, as well as through email. The presidents can share it there in their LC groups, and through those form you're going to apply for exchanges.
The next question is similar as well. How can I apply for this exchange for Turkey?
Same answer. All right, so we have like 2
Okay.
minutes. We can take a couple of questions more, and then we're gonna end this. If you guys still have questions, we our emails of my email, the Neo email, and the Noni email is mentioned on all our pages, and you can get them from your presidents as well. So we are open for all the questions. You can inbox us at any time. So just last 2 questions. Eamon.
Okay. Is there any collaboration of IFMSA Pakistan with AMSEP?
Regarding exchanges, no, there is none.
Okay. Do we have to get all the college administration on board for continuing with exchanges other than the tutor?
You need to have tutors in the departments in which you are going to open call, and along with them you need to have at least one signed letter from your principal, dean, or your vice principal.
Yeah, do you want me to take one more?
Yeah, we still have a time for one more.
Okay, has COVID-19 affected our contracts?
No, they haven't affected our contracts because the contracts have already been signed. We are going to fulfill them, and the contracts are till April of 2021. We have a lot of time even after August to basically go with our exchanges. So I think so.
Okay.
That was it. I hope you guys have a basic idea of what exchanges are. This was the basic ABCD, and that's why we wanted to have the audience of all the general members. If you still have any questions, you can contact me and Amish anytime you want. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.